Hey guys, welcome back to another Disc Golf Examiner Disc Review. I'm joined by Cody and Tim. Guys, how's it going today?
Great.
Awesome. How are you? Fantastic, as long as these bugs stay out of my ear. Actually, today we have a very special disc from Dynamic Discs. It's the Felon in the BioFuzion Plastic. This is a very special disc from Dynamic. I think a lot of people throw this one. And what do you think overall, Cody?
Yeah, it's definitely a pro favored disc. It's very overstable. You're gonna see it in the majority of the pros' bags, but it's great for a slower arm speed where they're looking for like a little hookup, little skip shot, something like that. It's a great utility disc. I've seen people throw it with thumbers, tomahawks, skip shots, you name it. It's a great utility disc. So.
Awesome. Well, hey, I just added it to my bag. I'm really interested to see how you guys throw it, though. Let's go ahead and start it off by going to the profile.
Let's check it out.
The Dynamic Disc Felon in the BioFuzion Plastic has almost a puddle top. It's so flat you could fry an egg on it. In the BioFuzion Plastic, it has that super gummy feel where you can really bend it in any direction. The rim is almost like a hybrid between a distance driver and a fairway driver, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable in your hand, and the depth of the rim is pretty shallow. It's really great feeling, for that comfortable forehand that you're looking for not too deep of a rim. I threw the BioFuzion Felon on a hyzer, and it carried a hyzer the entire flight. Pretty overstable.
I threw the Felon on a hyzer. As expected, with its overstability, it held the hyzer the entire flight and spiked into the ground.
When I threw the BioFelon on a flat release, it had a nice straight flight for the majority and then reliably hyzered out at the end like a typical Felon would.
When I threw the Felon flat, it held straight for a good ways before fading reliably left.
When I threw the BioFelon on an anhyzer, like a typical Felon, it wanted to fight out of it the entire length of the flight. Still an overstable disc. It flexed just a little bit, but hyzered out for the most of the way.
When I threw the Felon on an anhyzer, it did a giant S-flight before fading to the left.
When I threw the Felon with a forehand, I think this is the go-to utility forehand disc that you'll see the majority of the players throw. This thing holds nice and straight with a reliable hyzer at the end. You'll find that in a lot of people's bag.
When I threw the Felon forehand, my forehand's not as developed yet, so it just held a hyzer and did not get out very far.
And that's how we threw the Dynamic Disc Felon in the BioFuzion Plastic. Cody, overall thoughts of the disc. What did you think of it?
I really like it. I haven't thrown a Felon. I've always relied on like sparks and things like that. And I think it's instantly going to slot into my bag. This BioFuzion, it's not quite as overstable as your typical Felon would be. So it's a great disc where you can get it to go just a little bit straighter than your typical overstable Felon. It's going to be a great utility disc.
Awesome. And Tim, what did you think of the BioFuzion Felon as somebody who doesn't throw it?
Well, for me, I have a little bit of a slower arm. I usually go to the triple X if I'm going for this slot, but I can see it being a good wind fighter for an AM, or maybe even a utility disc. A little forehand around something, get right, get left.
Yeah.
It's a good disc.
I'll be honest with you, I just put the Felon in my bag probably 2 weeks ago, and it is amazing for wind. It fights the wind so hard, I love it. This BioFuzion Plastic is less stable than the Lucid that I throw, but I think that kind of has its own use, where you can kind of get through a narrower gap without hooking up as hard till the end. So I think it still has that same hookup, but it waits till the end to dump it out. So.
Another good use for it is forehand rollers. I've seen a lot of players use it for forehand rollers.
Very cool. Well, that's going to do it for our Felon review, guys. Anything else you want to add?
It's a great disc.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. All right, special thank you to Dynamic Discs for sending us the Felon for today's review. Really appreciate it, guys. And until next time, remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Share it.
We always appreciate it whenever you guys do that. It really helps us
Comment.
get out there. Oh, yeah. Comments are good too. Thanks, Tim. So until next week, guys, keep banging those chains.